Launch sequence initiated. Clearance verified. Passcode accepted. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Nerd Nuke.
Hey everybody, this is Barbie, and this is episode 3 of the Nerd...
Excuse me? I do not talk like that, you brat.
Oh, Ray!
Hi everybody, this is Barbie. Welcome to the Nerd Nuke.
Hey everybody, this is Cajun. We are already in a great mood this week. I mean, we've had a lot happen, a lot to talk about, and I think we're just ready to get this on the road.
We do have a guest today. Again, we've got a repeat guest, actually. Hard Bean, one of our fellow nerd monkeys, is here to talk about everything tonight. Hey, Bean.
Hey, good evening.
How you been, bro?
Doing all right.
That's awesome, man. So,
well, to start things off, happy birthday, Nikola Tesla. Just a couple of days late, belated birthday. Do they have a belated birthday card for somebody that's over 100 years old? No?
You mean dead for over 100 years?
Yeah, that's been dead for over 100 years.
I don't know.
He died in 1943.
Oh, okay. Okay, so do we have a belated birthday card for somebody that's been dead for over 50 years? No?
I don't even think Hallmark's thought that up yet.
They'd make a killing, really. I mean, just think about it. Einstein, Buffalo Bill. I mean, really.
Every day your computer is turned on, you're appreciating his contributions to science.
Exactly. His birthday was on July 10th, 1856. Happy birthday!
Yes, and thanks to him, we can get such awesome gadgets. And speaking of gadgets, what would you say, Barbie, if you could have a sonic screwdriver TV remote?
What?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, wait. For which doctor?
The 11th.
Oh, see, I'm partial to the 10th, but I tell you what, the 11th really is growing on me. Okay, tell me more.
Okay, so the Wand Company is making the world's first infrared remote control that is gesture-based.
Oh.
Yes. So
you
we're
stand in front of it and gesture at it? How do you...
You hold it in your hand, and just kind of like a Wii remote, and you make simple gestures. So with, like, let's say a flick of the wrist, you change your channels.
I can only imagine what kind of gesture it takes to get it to the Playboy channel.
Yeah, and then some KY and Kleenex drop from the handle.
We'll just see how smart this remote is.
Yeah, just how intuitive is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but already it's looking like the price could be around the $100 mark. But for all you little nerds out there, it might just be worth the purchase. I know definitely it will be for me.
Oh, I'm definitely getting one.
Also continuing on the gadgetry, this was rather interesting. This week, beginning of QuakeCon, a company started up a Kickstarter in which they needed just under $1 million. Now hold up. $1 million for a brand new video game console. It is called OUYA, if I'm pronouncing this right. And it is a hackable video game console which they plan to sell around $99.
Wait, like hackable, like consoles, like the Xbox?
Yes, they plan it to be an Android-based video game console that's supposed to challenge Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. And the reason why they want, and this is actually, they're saying, they're encouraging, they want it to be hackable so that anybody can create a game. They want it open source, just like Linux.
So instead of Angry Birds, we could have Angry Nerds.
Yes. I might be the star of a game. Who knows?
Right?
But anyways, they started up the Kickstarter, and no sooner was it posted on sites such as Kotaku and IGN, within 8 hours, they were over $950,000, more than enough, and the campaign's still going on. They've already hit the 1 million mark.
You know what? I'm just looking at this, and it looks like they're going to be releasing this in March of next year.
Yes, I know. So that is definitely something to look forward to. And in some ways, it looks like a GameCube.
Right.
But I'm more interested in the controller. The controller's going to have an actual touchpad in the middle of it. Think of an Xbox controller, a little bit more flat, same amount of buttons, but the middle of it where you would have your little, I don't know,
joystick,
home screen button.
Right.
There's actually going to be an LCD display.
Really?
It's going to have touch. Yes.
Okay, so what kind of price point are they looking at?
$99.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. Now, right now, most Xboxes and PlayStations are like $299 and up. And usually around the lower tier, that's when they're like really cheap and don't have a lot of options.
Right. So this is going to open up like a whole new world for most of us that don't have Xbox, PS3, etc.
Exactly.
Also look at the microtransactions of, iTunes and things, and people will drop 99 cents or $2 or $3 here and there for a game at a blink or a drop of a hat, as to where, forking over $60 for a PC game can, I don't know, kind of make you wince.
Right. And that's another thing that, when it comes to consoles such as Xbox and PlayStation 3, is that they're very hard to get a game on their consoles. You have to fork over quite a bit of money, to be able to get the games made. And it just, in some ways it really stinks. A lot of indie developers can't bring their games out to that market, so they have to go either mobile or they have to go PC, thanks to the help of like Steam.
Right. Well, I mean, and if you look on Amazon's like free app of the day or the app of the day, that kind of thing, there are so many indie developers out there that are probably just chomping at the bit to get in on this.
Most definitely. So this is something to keep a look at. So
yeah,
now,
I'm definitely going to pick one of these up when it comes out. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty tempting. I've kind of stayed away from console games because of that.
Same,
just kind of the machine that they've become.
Right,
Yeah.
and not only the machine, but I mean, the high prices are just ridiculous. And just like you said, Bean, I mean, I'm more apt to drop, 99 cents on a game than I am, 60. I mean, I have to wait for the Metascore and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Most definitely. And then there's also the fact that, they're promoting this to be hackable. They're encouraging it. Whereas you're not going to have an incident like, the PlayStation 3, where they're suing people because they've hacked their console. Now,
Right.
that just, kind of drives me up a wall. But speaking of hacking, or in this case, more like ripping off,
Uh-oh.
Torchlight. For those that don't know, Torchlight is in very much ways like Diablo 3.
Right.
According to a developer, a app that's been sold on iTunes or on the iPhone App Store is a ripoff of Torchlight.
Now, is it also being sold here in the U.S.?
Yes, it's actually being sold here in the U.S., and the company behind it, EGLS Technology, is based out of Beijing.
Oh.
The game is called Armored Heroes, and basically, Runic's president, Travis Baldry, said in Twitter that Wholesale stole most of the game was mostly a ripoff of the assets from Torchlight, visual and audio.
Uh-oh.
Now, if you take a look at the video, if you actually see the trailer video for this game, you'll see that they ripped off quite a bit from other games as well. In one in particular, World of Warcraft. So, I mean, it was like a blatant, they say imitation is one of the biggest flatteries.
Well, if you look, I know, but if you look, I mean, I tell you what, I would rather spend $14 on Torchlight than, a combination of $99 on multiple in-app purchases for this, for Armored Heroes Online, that's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, And Torchlight has already proven that it is a quality game, and for someone to steal from it, that's just that's a very big annoyance. I mean,
that title that they use, that's weak sauce there. Armed heroes. That's, I don't know. That doesn't sound American.
No. Mm-mm.
Pretty generic. Boo
So-
on China.
Yeah, that's like calling some, the hero of a game Manly Adventure.
Yeah, man. I love that game. It's on the bottom shelf of my fridge.
I know,
Comes in
right?
packs of 12.
all right. So, okay, here's some gamer news that I never thought I'd be ever talking about this game ever again. And thank you, Barbie, for once again bringing up some horrible nightmares of drunken nights trying to play this game.
Aw, because you're not as smart, are you? Aw,
No,
you don't
you-
know Jack, do you?
Shut up. So, You Don't Know Jack is back, apparently. But
Yes.
not only that, it's back in many ways.
Well, they originally brought it out in 1995, and I played it back then. And I got to tell you, they revamped it, re-released it in 2011, and I recently picked it up for the Wii. To be perfectly honest, my boyfriend and I were playing it like it was our job last weekend, and I have to say, plug for me, that I kicked his ass multiple times. There are new options, something that's called the screw. What happens is, if you don't think the other person knows the answer, you can hit the screw button, and it gives them less time to answer. If they don't answer it correctly, you get extra money. If you answer it correctly, you get more money on top of that. So yeah, it's very, very good. It is way
Like
better
a-
than the original.
Like a double down in blackjack.
You betcha, exactly.
It's a bigger risk, but there's lots of gain.
Exactly. I can't tell you. And you know what? Even after we were done, he was like, "Okay, rematch." Okay, it was rematch after rematch, and yeah, I took the majority. So yay
Good job.
Yeah, I can definitely see a lot of backstabbery in a game like this.
Oh, we screwed each other every. Oh, wait a minute, that didn't sound right. Um,
I almost spit beer all over my freaking keyboard just now.
oh
There's
my
a lot to
goodness.
gain and a lot to risk.
Apparently.
Wrap it up.
So yeah, what I'm saying is, if you played the original You Don't Know Jack, old school back in the day, pick up the 2011 release. You will not be sorry. It's just as punchy and just as irreverent as it was back in the day.
All right, so that's just wonderful. Now I've got more to fear when it comes to playing online games.
Okay, so speaking of new video games, talk to me about Marvel Heroes.
Marvel Heroes, wow. Okay, it combines two of my favorite loves, Marvel and action RPG.
Ooh, talk to me.
Into one. Okay, so basically, if you're a fan of Diablo and Torchlight, this is something right up your alley, and especially if you love Marvel superheroes such as Iron Man, Captain America, Wolverine, Human Torch,
Thor?
Black Panther, Thor even, yes.
Black Widow?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
the list apparently will go on and on.
But seriously, Hulk, really?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Hulk smash!
Nice.
Puny God.
So...
Best part of that
Nice.
movie.
Yes. Okay, so the company releasing it is called Kazillion Entertainment. Never really heard of these guys, but you know what? If these guys are going to be able to pull off what they're saying, they're going to be in the limelight for a good bit. Okay, we're talking about... Okay, you'll be able to customize your gear just like any other action RPG, but you don't have to worry about it affecting your costume. Your costume's going to be slightly different. Different costumes for all your characters.
But are they stock costumes or can you customize?
You'll be able to customize them, but not only that, they've actually got permission, the okay from Marvel, to create new costumes. Some costumes that we've never seen before for a lot of these characters.
Zomga. Okay.
Yes.
So why are they waiting so long to release this?
Well, apparently this is going to be a big project, and not only that, they've got to work side by side with some of the writers, as well as Marvel itself, to make sure that this is going to, be very good.
You know, I honestly, I am, Cajun, I am loving this free-to-play trend. I'm absolutely loving it. I mean,
Yes.
I
Eh,
willingly dropped $60 on Skyrim. I willingly dropped $50 on Brink, which, by the way, was rubbish. Anyway, but free-to-play games where you can have customizable costumes, epic. Sorry, epic.
yeah, and not only that, Gazillion is emphasizing so hard on this aspect that it will be totally free. You won't have to pay to start playing. No subscription. No, microtransactions to unlock core content. The entire story, level cap, everything will be reachable without paying a dime.
But
I like
if
how
you,
I was
oh,
gonna
go
say I like
ahead.
how it puts some pressure on the developers to put out a solid game that's captivating first. Then you unlock whiz bangs down the road, or pay for whiz bangs.
Right, right.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of developers have lost over the years is that now they're so focused on just getting something out there than add content later. No, you've got to create something that's going to have the content, have the substance to want the player to keep on playing it, and then you give them extra.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you
I'm tired of playing a game for a month. Oh, here's a patch, everything got changed. Oh, play it for another month or two. Oh, here's a patch, everything changed. I mean, the patches 6 or 7 times. Battlefield 3, and I want it
World
to
of
be
Tanks.
right out of the door. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, Skyrim, backwards flying dragons, really. But anyway.
And speaking of companies that are known for infamous patches, Activision is apparently going to be making a Walking Dead first-person shooter.
Yes, and I absolutely cannot wait for this. There is a Walking Dead game out right now. It's got 4 different episodes to it. It's more story arc based than it is gaming and killing based. It tells a story. It develops characters. The developing characters, you actually get to care about them, get to know them more than you actually do kill zombies, etc. But what is going to happen in this real one is you are actually dealing with real characters on the show. You can control Daryl as they attempt to avoid detection from zombies that hunt using sight, sound, and smell. You can choose to fight them or avoid them. You can use stealth to avoid detection. And Activision is saying that no place is truly safe for Daryl as he makes his way through the Georgia countryside in this new post-apocalyptic world. So basically what this is pre-show starter. We're getting to see what happens before the actual Walking Dead series came on the air. So it's a prequel, if you will.
Yeah, hot damn, Georgia countryside. They're gonna probably talk like me. I'll be able to understand what they're saying.
Nice.
And see, and believe it or not, as a nerd, and I'll admit this, I never really did get into the Walking Dead series. I never did really watch the episodes. Yeah, I know, but when I first saw this bit of information, the first thing I said, I have to tell Barbie this. The next bit, I did find this little article about Kirkman, one of the writers and creators of the Walking Dead series. During an interview, when they were talking about the Telltale company, when they did the Walking Dead episodes, like Barbie just mentioned, at one point the question was asked, why wasn't the game a first-person shooter? And basically he said, you can play Left 4 Dead, you can play Dead Rising, Resident Evil, and they're all basically the same, hunt zombies, kill them, and you're a big bad person.
Right.
No true character development. But he said the reason why they allowed Telltale to do the episodes was because there was going to be character development. You were going to see that evolution of the characters, and it was going to have heart, which is something that they want their show to be about, and that they don't think that they could be able to pull that off with a first-person shooter.
Right.
Now,
Well, I mean, if you take a look at the series on AMC, basically the entire second season was all about character development,
yeah,
which was important.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, we lost Jane. I mean, that's huge.
I'm sort of on the other side of the fence. I mean, if I wanted character development, I'd turn it on to Lifetime or the Oprah Network or something. I kind of want to get in there and bang around, but that's not saying this won't be a bad game. I'm
bow
looking
chicka bow
forward to
wow.
it.
Right, but I mean, if you want, this isn't like Game of Thrones where you start to like a character and then they immediately get killed. The Walking Dead wants you to get involved and care about these characters because they are here for the duration. They're here for the long haul. So I can see why they did character development. I'm
I mean,
all
it might
about
be a
that.
good change of pace. I mean, last 5 years I've been playing first-person shooters, so it might be nice to have something with a little bit more depth of story.
See,
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm willing to give anything a try.
hmm Well, The
And
Walking Dead is going to be hitting stores in 2013, and they are doing it for all platforms, Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. So, bonus for us PC players.
damn Skippy. Now, this week was Comic-Con, and it's actually still going on as we're speaking.
Woohoo, Comicon!
But Barbie, I know, got giddy in the pants when it came to this little bomb drop.
So, yeah, giddy up. The Walking Dead Season 3 trailer was just released at Comic-Con. I absolutely cannot wait. If you take a look at it, it's a 4-minute clip. And basically what it does is continue on. I can spoil it because you guys can all see it on YouTube. Merle comes back. They're going to flesh out Michonne's character. And hello, the governor is introduced. And basically what it's going to be is a duel between, good and evil with a few zombies sprinkled in. So I absolutely cannot wait until October when the bomb drops on this one.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I actually sat there, watched the full 4-minute video, and it's got me intrigued. So now
Finally, as a nerd, I cannot believe that you weren't watching this the entire time. I'm a little verklempt.
Well, I mean, come on, you're talking to the guy that still refuses to watch Game of Thrones after watching 2 episodes and was like, I'm gonna go do something else.
I tell you, you don't know what you're missing with Game of Thrones. But anyway, speaking of Game of Thrones, I actually mixed 3 Game of Thrones polishes this week in honor of season 1 and 2. Cajun, I believe you have a picture of that?
Yes.
Okay.
I am flaunting your nails once again.
Now, keep in mind, these were quick and dirty swatches. I didn't worry about, being messy or anything. The first one is actually called Wildfire, which is what Tyrion is manufacturing for the battle on King's Landing. The second one, which is my index finger, is actually Winter is Here instead of Winter is Coming, which is, basically the Stark motto. The third one is sort of a khaki with black speckles in it, and it is called Shoeless Zombie, which, I named because, the zombies without shoes are going to get rocks and gravel in their feet, but they're not going to notice because they don't feel pain. They don't have that sensation. The fourth one is actually called White Walker. For the ghoulies and the zombies beyond the wall. And if you took a look at the ending of season 2, the very last episode, you saw the White Walkers all coming en masse to the wall, and the Ravens are going to have a lot to deal with when season 3 starts. So there is my little tribute to not only zombies, but to Game of Thrones.
Yes. She is quite the artist, especially when her balls drop.
My what? Oh, you know what? Okay, to add in what he's talking about, when you're mixing nail polish, you actually have to have steel BBs to put into the polishes because they are custom mixed in order to keep them mixed. And I happened to be on TeamSpeak when I was mixing these, and I said, "Oh my God, I dropped my balls," and my BBs had actually cascaded onto the floor. Yeah.
I remember when mine were just BBs.
Come on!
The moments that we enjoy from Barbie is quite priceless.
So that's just my little creative moment for the day, and my plug for Game of Thrones. Yay!
Yeah, and speaking of Game of Thrones, once again, Comic-Con, oh, how we love you. more info released. Barbie, this is definitely your department.
Absolutely. What happened over Comicon is Game of Thrones new characters and cast were revealed. We've got everyone from Diana Rigg playing Lady Olenna Tyrell, to Mackenzie Crook as Orell, and Clive Russell as Brendan the Blackfish Tully, who is actually Catelyn's uncle. Now, if you want to go ahead and take a look, there are YouTube new cast member trailers that are out, detailing the actors in not only in dress, but also just doing very small, candid little interviews, introducing their characters and how excited they are to be working on the Game of Thrones franchise. Now, one of the fans at Comic-Con, which was pretty humorous, compared the show to Star Trek and how the series often mirrored real-world issues. Clark agreed that the Game of Thrones deals with things that we have to, that we all have to deal with in the modern day, family, death, etc. And that was the main reason that drew the producers to the books. So we can look for more of that human aspect. But with the introduction to Daenerys's three dragons, we're also looking at a very high, sci-fi spike as these dragons grow to maturity. So honestly, I cannot wait, for season 3. So two of my favorite shows, The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, are both coming into their season 3s. Game of Thrones, admittedly, a little, later than The Walking Dead, but with the introduction of the new cast members, I absolutely cannot wait. And while I'm waiting, I actually bought the official Game of Thrones cookbook, and yes, I did. I'm a fangirl. What can I say? And my boyfriend and I actually made one of the recipes. Now, I think, Cajun, that you do have a picture of that.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you now, this looks scrumptious.
Oh, thank you very much. We were really worried about it, but apparently, we can follow recipes and make something that actually comes out absolutely tasty. What we chose was the Walls pork pie. Now, if you've read the books, you'll be reading a portion that says, Sam, one of the ravens, can't wait to get back to the wall for Cook's pork pie. It was because of that we chose this recipe. There is honey, ginger, ground pork, chopped dates, currants, and a double crust, which was absolutely amazing. Now, my boyfriend actually got creative and created a sword, complete with detailed hilt, etc., on the top of the pie, in addition to the venting. When it came out, it was absolutely beautiful, but eating it was an amazing experience. Now, the official Game of Thrones cookbook comes with the medieval as well as the modern recipe. Now, to stay true to the books and the series, we went with the medieval recipe. And I tell you, when he took the first bite, because I made him take the first bite just in case, self-preservation and all that, his eyebrows went up so high, he could not believe how good it tasted. And I followed suit, and it was amazing. These recipes are absolutely easy to follow, and they're no-brainers. Anybody that feels they cannot bake or cook, this is absolutely the cookbook for you, especially if you're a Game of Thrones fangirl or fanboy. So I really didn't mean to sit there and plug the recipe book, but it is absolutely amazing, and it's really user-friendly, and I highly recommend it. And we're actually going to go ahead and create more, especially in honor of Season 3 and the continuation of the series. So bravo.
They look like pretty hearty meals. I think if you go away hungry after eating one of those big things, there's something wrong with it. You got like a tapeworm or something.
Exactly. I mean, we had a slice of the pork pie, and we had some steamed vegetables, and we were absolutely stuffed. So yeah, this is, I mean, it is an absolute delight to eat. So yeah, we had a good time with it.
Oh man, I'm so jealous that you are not living next door to me, because I guarantee you, between my cooking and your cooking, I think we'd probably be in a diabetic coma or something.
I know, right? We'd be at Weight Watchers counting points, and who wants to count points when you're eating the wall pork pie? Hello.
Exactly. Now, you had to chime in with your Game of Thrones, so it is only fitting that I chime in with Warehouse 13.
Ow!
Two things, because the clock is ticking. We are now so close.
I know, right? And
we're a little over a week away from season 4, and Sci-Fi has already released short promos that we'll have all 4 of them linked below. Short little promos showcasing the 4 major players of Warehouse 13.
Yes, and can I just say, Micah knows all, and that is such the truth. I love Micah. I love you, Micah.
And apparently Pete thinks he's Helen Hunt.
Oh, long blonde hair and blue eyes?
I don't know, but I think he's got a gender crisis there.
Uh-oh.
But also, last week, July 10th, Season 3 released on DVD. So if you're one of them people that have to have the DVD, go grab it. Right now, I think the retail price is $50. But if you go to iTunes, generally cheaper. Generally digital is cheaper nowadays. I love it.
Right, and it is being shown on Netflix if you have a Netflix subscription. Also, if you have HBO Go, there are also Warehouse 13 episodes on there as well, so you can catch up.
Yes. So get ready, July 23rd. We will finally get to see what happens after the massive cliffhanger of Season 3.
Yes, and I'm dying to know, is Claudia finally going to re-hook up with her boy, or is she going to get another boyfriend? I love you, Claudia.
Now, Comicon.
We are so going to Comicon next year.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
yes.
QuakeCon, I'm sorry. I love you, but Comicon is where it's at.
For those that don't know, in Dallas, there's a yearly major LAN party, the biggest in North America. QuakeCon happens every year, and I've been a major goer to that.
As have I, thank you.
Yes, you have. And unfortunately, due to circumstances, Barbie will not be joining me this year.
No, however, Kate, I will be there with you in spirit, and you will be having just as good a time as if I were there. Okay, that's
yes,
a lie.
I will.
It's going to suck because I'm not there, and you know it.
Damn Skippy, it won't. But we will be doing the show from QuakeCon with Barbie over the net, so it'll be fun times.
Awesome.
And you never know who might be able to join us on that show, so stay tuned definitely for that one, August.
Well, exactly, especially since AT&T is sponsoring the internet again this year, so I mean,
yes.
A live broadcast is what's going to, AT&T is making that possible. I'm not plugging AT&T at all, but thank you for, again, supplying the internet.
Yes, definitely. So, August 4th, that will be a really big show.
A really big show.
Yes, but Comic-Con. Oh my God, so much stuff has come out of Comic-Con. It's phenomenal. I mean, to do a quick recap, Deadpool's getting its own game.
Woo!
The Merc with a Mouth is actually going to be video gamed. Yes.
And not only that, they had most of the Firefly cast on a panel.
Oh my God. IGN did such a great job. They recapped it. I had nerd tears.
I know. So did I. I mean, having 4 of the original cast up there on a panel, and there was this moment where one person in the audience was like, "How do you really feel about your fans?" Joss Whedon actually teared up and could not answer right away. And in that interim where he could not answer because he was so choked up, the entire audience absolutely exploded in love and applause. I mean, that's a hell of a moment to be a part of.
And
I
not only
wish
that,
I
to be
could have been there.
on his side of the table. I mean, I know we love all these shows and games, but to have that many people following you, and I don't know, I guess appreciative of your hard work and dedication to
Yes.
But
action.
not only that,
would be awesome.
also the cast stood up, and even Nathan Fillion himself couldn't. I mean, he was in tears himself over the love of the fan base. But when Josh finally spoke, he said, when you come out of a great movie, you feel like you're in that world. When you're telling a story,
Yes.
you're trying to connect to people in a particular way. It's about inviting them into that world, the way you've inhabited this world, the universe. You become part of it. when I see you guys, I don't think the show is off the air. I think there are spaceship and horses. The story is alive.
I love Joss, and to be perfectly honest, I know that there are more people that watched Firefly than there were Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And Joss is a master at what he does, but to really pull the heartstrings, he really did that with Firefly. He really evoked a lot of emotion.
He really did. And you know what? While we don't have a show or another movie on the way, you know, Dark Horse is still coming out with the comics, and they're still progressing the Firefly verse. So, you know, kudos to Josh. Thank you for giving us brown coats, something to cheer for. And if you weren't able to attend, the panel will be part of a Brown Coats Unite television special on the Science Channel November 11th. So mark that on your calendars, guys. I think it'll be something all of us Firefly fans will be wanting to see. But, I mean, also some other great stuff coming out of Comicon just recently released.
Well, before you continue, I just want to say, in honor of Mal, I aim to misbehave.
Yes, she does. That is like her motto, and I think it's tattooed somewhere. Maybe a little lower in the back.
You shush, I don't have a tramp stamp.
Halo 4, Forward Unto Dawn, live action web series.
Can't wait.
Yes, it's going to be premiering. So, for those of us that have been wanting a Halo movie, this is going to be the closest thing. Check it out. Definitely going to be awesome. Okay, now, I saw this earlier, and I was like, Barbie, I got to get your opinion on this, because I think we're going to see some nerd rage.
Right.
Apparently a new Star Wars comics is coming out, and it has the possibility of rewriting everything past the first movie.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, tell me more.
What is this blasphemy you speak of?
Yes. So the blasphemy we speak of is a new comic series is simply dubbed Star Wars. It's being written by Brian Wood, and interior art is Carlos Deonda. Once again, I'm bad with names, so forgive me. This is the Star Wars universe for everyone who has loved the films, but has never delved into any of the comics or novels post Return of the Jedi. In case you haven't known, there's a slew of them. Now he has said that he is working alongside LucasArts and Lucascamp to make sure that it can be part of the canon.
Okay.
However, I saw this last bit in the article, and I was like, no.
What?
He posted this news on his blog, and he said, oh yeah, Leia's an X-Wing pilot.
What?
Huh.
That's like saying Han Solo's a Jedi.
Right?
Or Han Solo's a Wookiee.
Right?
You
or
just can't mix that stuff up, man.
Yeah, or Han Solo and Jabba are dating.
Yeah, I think someone's going to be getting their butt kicked.
I don't like that. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, at least she'd be a hot X-Wing fighter.
Right? I mean, there is that, but still.
For all you zombie fans, this was mostly a zombie-themed episode. Here's a little bit of news. The ESRB rating for Resident Evil 6, apparently it's going to have nudity.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
But the Hounds of Hell are already nude.
Yes, and pertaining to this one particular scene where one of the bosses is this spider-like creature, even though there's nothing specific showing like nips or genitalia.
You said nips. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, yes, but apparently at one point, and when I read this, I almost busted out laughing. And
or as Nick from Left 4 Dead 2 would say, tits.
Apparently at one point she caresses her breast and then rides one of the characters.
Oh, scandalous.
Yes, so this ought to be something worth
Oh
checking out.
my, okay, wow. Does this have to have a rating? I mean...
Yes, apparently M for mature, but that's just like every other Resident Evil.
Where's my screwdriver remote?
I know,
change the channel.
Where's the sonic screwdriver?
But there's still a lot going on with Comic-Con, and of course we'll probably recap on that. The Man of Steel movie. They're probably going to be releasing a new trailer.
Right.
Iron Man 3. Can't be,
Yes.
waiting for that. Just recently, they did some talking about Clone Wars Season 5. Can't wait for that. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the animated series. It is great.
It is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And I really enjoyed that they did bring back Darth Maul.
Yes.
I was like,
and as much as you love to hate him, I mean, he's a very integral part of the story. There's no way around it.
Yes, he is. So
unlike Jar Jar Binks.
Oh God! Oh, I know. I think almost.
I mean, if ever I met a red shirt, that's Jar Jar Binks. I mean, really?
Yes, definitely a red shirt. Okay. The Hobbit. Some trailers are going to be coming out of QuakeCon, so that'll be some stuff to hit on next year.
I can't quit you, Samwise Gamgee. Sorry.
So, and also The Hobbit, they're going to be releasing a trailer, some more info, so that'll be something to hit up next week. But this is like so much we can't contain it in one episode. That's how badass this is.
Right?
So definitely.
Yeah, it's been a pretty amazing week for nerd news, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Comicon's always an overload week.
We will be there next year for sure.
Absolutely. QuakeCon, I love you, but I'm going to Comicon. Sorry. And I just have to say that I did find out that they are releasing the 100th graphic novel episode of The Walking Dead. And they're not only putting out the 100th graphic novel episode, but there's 15 variant covers. Can you imagine trying to get all 15 covers? I would go so broke, seriously.
I bet you would.
Oh man, I would want all of those framed and on my wall. Absolutely. I'm very jealous of the Comic-Con goers.
So we're starting a Kickstarter campaign to get Hardbean down to Comic-Con next year.
Right?
Donate
Forget
jobs
QuakeCon.
so I can have fun.
Exactly.
And I'll talk about it.
Right, I mean, just for the panels alone, I would go.
Oh, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least...
Think Geek is there, Teddy Scares is there. I mean, hello. So anyway.
And last but not least, we have another lull. Another lull to keep us going. Barbie, what do you got?
We do. What happened is I had just come home from going to the comic book store, and fortunately I had my phone in my hand because I had just been texting. I opened the door, and my cat Abby is sitting on the coffee table with this expression of utter disdain. For the shopping bags that I was holding. And she looked at me, and honestly, the caption speaks for itself. Yes, she threatened to get on my computer and delete my level 50 mage. So, yes, food was in order of the day for her.
I bet. Sometimes I wonder in your house, who's actually wearing the pants, the cats or you?
I would be wearing the pants, thank you very much. I earn the money, but they, they're pretty adorable, and they've got me wrapped around their finger. Yes, there is whip cracking. I will admit it. I am a slave to my babies. What can I say?
Just had a vision of cats in little tiny pants.
Cats in pants. That's the next game. Get pants on your cats.
Oh, God.
I know. Now I sound like a crazy cat lady. I'm so sorry.
Injury will follow. Most definitely.
Oh. But thank you guys so much for tuning into our third episode. It really means a lot that you continue to listen and continue to like us on Facebook. We are the Nerd Nuke on Facebook. We're Nude Nurk on Twitter, and we're also the Nude Nurk on YouTube. So I really hope you enjoyed the show. Feel free to give us creative criticism, kudos, comments, anything that begins with a hard C. Feel free, because we are doing this for you, and we really do appreciate that you guys take the time to listen to us. So we hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
Yes, Bean, thank you so much for tagging along once again, putting up with us as usual, and giving
no
us
problem. Glad y'all keep me around. I always enjoy hanging out.
We love having you. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely can't wait for next week. Another episode in, and but that's all the time we've got, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening. This is Cajun.
This is Barbie.
Peace.
Bye.